Hello everyone, welcome to my guide for Season 3. This guide is going to be primarily focused on PvP. I'm going to go over what's new this season for DH, and then how to gear your character correctly. Then I will go over talents and builds and stuff like this, and then also I will explain how to deal damage now. And finally I'll show like some example where I'll show you how to win, basically. A bit about me: I'm a multi rank 1 demon hunter. I'm #1 world demon hunter every single season. This season I just started, and I got Gladiator, so I'm the first one to get Gladiator. I got it with 90% win ratio. So if you ever felt like you needed some credibility check on the information in this guide, there you have it. So let's first go over the gear here. You will want around 10% haste. That's like the first priority. The reason why you want this is because whenever you I-beam, you get into metamorphosis for 5 seconds. And during this window, if you have 10% haste around that, I have 9.5, you can get 2 death sweeps off. So you can see here, if I I-beam and then death sweep, and I just do my rotation here, I can get a death sweep off at the end. You see that? I barely didn't get it. Now, if I didn't have any haste at all, I could not get it whatsoever. So that's why we want that. Besides that, we want to be stacking verse as much as possible. That's why I'm going the versatility on cloak as well. I'm just stacking verse on all my gear. And then besides that, just mastery. Mastery does a bunch of damage, makes us move a bit faster, and yeah, crit is a horrible stat. In terms of your tier set, you will want everything except your legs. Your embellishment will have to be the lens, because it scales with eye level. For your special socket, we'll go with the Enduring Bloodstone. And for weapon enchant, we'll go with Radiant Power. And then for cloak, we go Leeching. Bracer, we go Leeching. We don't really care about movement speed as much on DH because we have a bunch of mobility already. And then on shoes here we go speed, because the stamina now is really weak. And on chest we go the radiance, and on rings we go versatility, because as I said, we just stack versatility. And the reason why I have 1 haste versatility here is because I want the haste, right? Now, what is new? So not much at all. No changes happened to the DH as a class, but we did get like a new tier set that's really strong. Since we're going to be playing Eldrazi Reaver, I'm just going to be covering the Eldrazi Reaver tier set. So the 2 set, which I have right now, causes Reaver's Glaive to do more damage, and other physical only damage to be increased. This means that Reaver's Glaive is getting increased, and then Blade Dance and Throw Glaive is getting increased, and then obviously your auto attacks as well. So 2 sets really strong. And 4 set causes our Fury of Eldrazi to do 50% more damage, because in PvP it's 9. Because the tooltip doesn't update, but it does 9 slashes instead of 6, so it's increased by 50%. And if you look at some games I've played, you'll see that Fury of Eldrazi is pretty high up. So with the buff here, it will be up here, right? So this is a really big buff to our damage. And then this last part of our 4 set is Reaver's Mark now stacks up to 2 times and further empowers Chaos Strike when cast after Blade Dance applying an additional stack for 100% duration. This like tooltip reads really poorly, so I'm just going to explain what it does. Normally when you Reaver's Glaive and then Blade Dance Chaos Strike, you apply 2 stacks of Reaver's Mark, right? With the tier set, you're going to apply 3 stacks instead. But the 3rd stack is only going to last for 6 seconds. So this is pretty fucking ass. However, one thing that's pretty good about this is that if you are ever in a situation where the target already has 2 stacks of Reaver's Marks, like right now for example, if I then got another Reaver's Glaive here and did Reaver's Glaive Chaos Strike Blade Dance here, no sorry, Reaver's Glaive Blade Dance Chaos Strike, then it would get 3, right? But then the last 3rd stack would be full duration, so it would actually last for the 20 seconds it's supposed to. This is a super rare occurrence, right? Because you're doing Reverse Glaive Chaos Strike Blade Dance the whole time, which means that you're only applying one Reverse mark every time you have Reverse Glaive, which means that you would have to have 3 Reverse Glaives within a 20-second window, which is really rare and only really happens if you have Hunt and Sigil and maybe another, you know? So, but that's basically what's changed. So the whole like damage rotation in of itself has not really changed at all. Now we'll go over the talents real quick. The talents are, you know, the same as last season pretty much, but I'll just go over it anyway. So these talents are basically the standard. You are pretty much always playing this. I will leave a link to it in the bio. And you're playing Ultra River, blah blah blah. The only thing you really want to change here is Inner Demon. So you can change Inner Demon to Resist Hunter if you want. The situations where you want to do this is if you're going to be chasing a class with a lot of mobility, for example a mage or a warlock or a hunter. They're going to be kiting you, because for one, your Inner Demon won't land because they're kiting you, and for two, you get an additional Fell Rush charge, which is really OP. You should ignore the Blade Dance modifier here because it's very weak, because it's nerfed in PvP. The only thing we are really taking this for is the additional charge of Fell Rush. So this is very powerful if you're fighting one of those classes. One thing that's important to note is that your PvP talents, you pretty much always want to play Blood Moon, and this is because Ultra River is focused on soul generation, and Blood Moon gives you a source to generate souls through your consume magic, and also allows you to get the greater soul as well. Glimpse, you pretty much want to play every single game. Detainment, you can swap for reverse if you want. The way I think about when I want to play either is I think about what the enemy team's win condition is, because this is inherently a defensive option. So let's say I'm fighting a team and their win condition is CCing my healer forever, and with this CC they have a lot of damage. Then reverse is great. However, let's say I'm fighting a team and they have a lot of CC but they don't do a lot of damage. Like let's say I'm fighting a Fire Mage, right? Fire Mage right now, as I'm making this video, only do damage on combustion, and that's it. So then what I do into them is I don't play reverse, I play Big and Cap, and then I detainment is Big and Cap, if you didn't know. I play detainment, and then I detainment them on their damage window. So then I deny them their win condition. And that's kind of how you have to think about it. Whatever is the enemy team's win condition, and then deny it. That's also why usually into Warriors I'll play Detainment, because the win condition is doing damage on Colossus Smash, and Colossus Smash is like a 30-second cooldown, so I can Detainment every other, and this denies the win condition. And then for, you know, Glimpse, you can drop for reverse if you need. If you feel like you're in a situation where, you know, you can deny the win condition really hard by playing both, and you don't really need Glimpse because you're not going to get CC'd, so there's no CC to avoid, and they're not going to go you, so you don't need the damage reduction, then you can drop it for reverse. But that's how I think about it. And now I'm going to go over how to deal damage. First of all, I'm going to list out a priority list. First of all, if you have no Fury whatsoever, Consume Magic is your friend. Consume Magic causes the target to drop a soul, and this soul will give you some Fury. It also gives you a probability to get a greater soul, and a greater soul, I will talk about in a bit, causes you to do insane amount of damage. Now, if you cannot consume magic, Immolation Aura or Sigil is or Fellblade are all good options. Fellblade is probably the best option if you have no Fury whatsoever. And then if you don't have Consume Magic or Fellblade, then you would Immolation Aura. And if you don't have Consume Magic, Fellblade, or Immolation Aura, you would Sigil Flame. Now, this rarely happens. Like, I rarely even press Immolation Aura or Sigil Flame. Like, if you look at my games here, like my Immolation Aura I pressed twice in 2 minutes, and this was a matchup where I don't have uptime on anyone. I was kind of just fighting this one team. Like here, I have uptime and I press Immolation Aura 2 times in 4 minutes, right? So it's really, really rare. Residual Flame 2 times as well. Now, the way you're gonna start the game out is you're gonna have 0 Fury when the game starts. So then what I usually do is I come out the gates, I press Formulation Aura, Residual Flame, I do a Consume Magic, and then if I get a Demon proc, then I'll go pick it up. But let's say I didn't get this Demon proc. Then I would do Venture Retreat Hunt, because this causes you to be immune to CC during, you know, during your travel. And then once I'm here, the priority list kind of starts, right? So now I'm in a situation where I have Reaver's Glaive. So you always want to send Reaver's Glaive when you have it, unless you have one of these already, because this causes you to override it. So if you just send a Reaver's Glaive, you don't want to send another one. You want to wait until you've spent your Glaive Flurry and Rending Strikes. Now, at this point, you want to send I-Beam, right? I-Beam is like the next on the priority list. So then we I-Beam, there will be Essence Break, Chaos Strike, and Blade Dance. And we should damage here. And then, you know, once you're in meta, your priority list is Reaver's Glaive, Blade Dance first, then Chaos Strike. But you want to make sure that whenever you're doing Reaver's Glaive, you're doing Chaos Strike, then Blade Dance afterwards. It's very, very important. Now, here you saw I did I-Beam, Essence Break, right? But in this scenario, I had a specific scenario, right? I'll show you. So here I Reaver's Glaive, and then I I-Beam, then Essence Break, then Chaos Strike. This is kind of bad, right? Because with Essence Break, ideally you want 2 Blade Dances, because it's your highest damage. Now, the way to do this is if you have Metamorphosis. So in this situation, I would I-Beam, then Chaos Strike, so that I have Glaive Flurry, then Essence Break, Blade Dance, Venture Retreat, Meta, Blade Dance. The reason why it's important you Chaos Strike before sending Essence Break here is because, you know, you only have 3 globals, and Blade Dance, Meta, Blade Dance is your 3 globals. And the reason why you need to Chaos Strike before is because you have to spend Rending Strike. Because by spending Rending Strike, you're Blade Dancing, you're doing Chaos Strike Blade Dance on your Reaver's Glaive combo. And this is very, very important. You always want to do this. So that's basically how this goes. And then, you know, you're just in the priority list, right? So, you know, you I-Beam, you have Essence Break now, you do Blade Dance, because then you do Chaos Strike because something else to press. And now Essence Break is gone from the target, so now I Sigil. And now I Purge because I don't think I'll suppress. And yeah. I think the easiest way to explain damage rotation is like through the priority list. But it also can be a bit overwhelming to think of your damage rotation as a priority list, but I think it's also important. So you basically wanna consume magic off cooldown to fish for soul. Then you wanna I-Beam off cooldown. Now when you I-Beam, you have options for combos, right? So here, for example, I have my 2 things here. So here I can Chaos Strike, Essence Break, and then Blade Dance. That's like a combo. But then once you've done your combo, then you're back to your priority list, right? So then you're doing, so let's say like you're in your Metamorphosis, then you want to do Blade Dance whenever you can. It's very important. And then obviously you fill in with Chaos Strike. Now, Consume Magic actually has higher priority than Chaos Strike, unless you're hitting into Essence Break. And then obviously you want to Hunt off cooldown, you want to Sigil Spite off cooldown. So that's why like you'll see me when I'll send like when I start the game, you'll see me do this, right? I'll Hunt because I want to Hunt off cooldown. Then I want to Reaver's Glaive. Then I want to I-Beam because it's off cooldown. Then I want to Chaos Strike and then do my Essence Break combo here with Essence Break. Okay, I didn't say it. Let's just pretend I said Essence Break. I didn't do it. And now I have I-Beam again. And now I have nothing else to press. So now we'll send Sigil because I didn't have anything to press, right? Like ignore Essence Break being ready. The only thing I could press here was Annihilation, and that's not worth, right? So if you notice how I'm sending Reaver's Glaive whenever I can, I'm pressing Blade Dance whenever I can, I'm pressing I-Beam whenever I can, and whenever I have nothing else to press, meaning I cannot press I-Beam, I cannot press Reaver's Glaive, I cannot press Blade Dance, I cannot press Consume Magic, I cannot press Hunt, I cannot press Essence Break, then I send a Sigil Spike. Okay? Because, you know, Chaos Strike or Annihilation is like your last, you know, it's like the dumper. It's like you just press when you have nothing else to press. Now, one key part of your demonstration is understanding your damage modifiers. So one modifier you have is your demon proc. So when you consume magic, there's a small probability that you'll get this green soul. You pick it up, and now you have this damage. And this increases your damage by 20%. However, it increases Reaver's Glaive, Hunt, Sigil of Spite, and Fellblade by 44%. This means when you have this buff, you will not prioritize Sigil of Spite, Hunt, Fellblade. Well, the Armor Chaos Fellblade. Yeah, you want the ones I just listed, like Reaver's Glaive, Hunt, Sigil of Spite, and Empowered Fellblade. You want to prioritize that when you have your demon proc. It's very important. And then you also have Throw the Fight. The way you get this buff is whenever you do Reaver's Glaive and you do your combo. When I say combo, I mean, you know, you send Rending Strike, then you send Glaive Fury, then after this, you get your Throw the Fight. This increases your damage by 15%. However, it increases Reaver's Glaive by 33% or something like that, because it's double dips. It's 15 and then 15 again. So whenever you're dealing damage, it's very important that you prioritize sending Reaver's Glaives and generating souls. And that's why having uptime is very important. And that's why spamming Consume Magic is very important, because when you press Consume Magic, you get a soul. Because if you're able to get Reaver's Glaives into Reaver's Glaives into Reaver's Glaives with Throw the Fight up, you will increase your damage with your Reaver's Glaive a lot. And that's basically how your demonstration works. It's all a priority system. It's all about knowing your combos. I guess one last combo I have is if you let's say you have like right here, I have I-Beam, I have an Empowered Blade Dance, and I have Vent Retreat. Here, what I would do is I would I-Beam, then would Vent Retreat over the target, press Blade Dance, and then glide and press Fellblade. Because this way, your Empowered Fellblade hits at the same time as your Empowered Blade Dance. This is like a bit niche, but it's very powerful if you're able to get your Empowered Fellblade to hit with your Blade Dance at the same time. I can show you again. So you I-Beam, Vent Retreat, Blade Dance, Glide, Fellblade. And it all hits on the target, and it does, you know, a lot of damage. As you can see here, 2.5 mil and then 1.5 mil. So it's a 4 mil combo right there. Alright, so I have a game here where I'm playing DHK HPL. This is doing my Glad push into SP, BM, Arsham. So this is like a super, you know, basic game. And here, as you can see, let me slow down a bit. So I start the game here. I aim a Legendary Sigil, which gives me some Fury, right? Then I'm gonna Purge here. Then I'm gonna Vent Retreat. I'm not gonna Hunt. And the reason why I don't Hunt here, normally I would Hunt. The reason I don't Hunt is because I got a Demon proc. Because my weak aura, which you can get if you're a subscriber to my Twitch channel, and go to my Discord, told me I got a Demon proc. So now I'm gonna go pick up the Demon proc. And then after I pick up the Demon proc, then I'm gonna Kidney Healer, because he was near the Demon proc. Then I'm gonna I-Beam. And try and avoid this Void Piss. And now as you can see, I got CC'd on my I-Beam instantly, as I talked about earlier. I get knocked. And now I Hunt. He fades it. And now it's in the reverse. And now I'm just, you know, we're resisting healer, we blind healer. I do a Sigil Spite here because I still have my Demon proc. Remember, it's 44% increase, so it's huge. And now I'm just doing the demonstration. Yeah, just basically just doing demonstration now. I incap healer because, as I said, the target is low, so now it's 50%. Now I incap healer. We've missed kick, and we get the spurs here. And that's because I incapped healer there when he was 50%. And now I do the combo. I Vent Retreat over. Oh, actually, I thought I was going to do the combo, I didn't. But I did do the combo here though. I do Blade Dance, and then Fellblade to the big burst here. And now, and then remember, one thing to keep in mind is that whenever I don't have a Blade Dance ready, an I-Beam ready, a Sigil Spite ready, a Hunt ready, how do I say this? I consume magic pretty much off cooldown, okay? Because I'm fishing for Demon proc, because if I can get a Demon proc, I can completely annihilate them. So here I get Demon proc, and now you know, I just shrink it because I have so much damage. I do an Essence Break, Blade Dance, Chaos Strike combo. I'm gonna meld this Capstone probably. No, I'm awful at the game. I don't know why I'm getting spammed on Facebook. And now you see the target is low, so now I'm looking to fear the healer. So now I send a fear here. And now I have a Chaos Nova here in a sec, in 1 second, so I'm gonna spam it. A Chaos Nova. Now I have no buttons, right? So you see here, I have no I-Beam, I have no Sigil, I have no Hunt, I have no Blade Dance, I have Consume Magic, and a Venture Retreat and the Fell Blade. So now I Venture Retreat, I Consume Magic to get the Demon proc before I send the Fell Blade, because I want to get the 44% increase. I didn't get it, so then I just send Fell Blade. And now I have I-Beam, so then I press I-Beam. And now I'm just back to normal rotation. So I hope this explains how it works. I feel like in my damage rotation thing, I didn't like quite explain it well. How important Demon proc is. But basically you want to be Consume Magicing off cooldown. Pretty much. Unless you have like a Blade Dance ready, or a Hunt ready, or a Sigil Spite ready. However, like this game, you know, there was a unique situation in the beginning of the game where Consume Magic instead of hunting made more sense. And the reason for this is because it's a Shadow Priest, and he will fade my Hunt, which he ended up doing anyway. But yeah, and also they're playing, you know, pretty close as well. You know, this is a small map, right? So when I do my when I jump down here, I press Immolation Aura and Sigil of Flame. By the time my global is ready here, I'm practically in Consume Magic range, right? I don't have to move much to get it. So hunting doesn't really make sense. I might as well just, you know, Consume Magic and then take the gamble. I get the 44%, and then I kill the healer, and we send. Now he does fade my Hunt because I'm horrible at the game. But you know, that is what it is. But yeah, so just to go over it one more time for the people in the back. When you start the game, you Sigil of Flame, Immolation Aura to get Fury. Then you Glimpse Hunt. You send your Reaver's Glaive, you I-Beam, you Chaos Strike, Essence Break, Blade Dance, Big Meta, Blade Dance, and then you Fell Blade here at the end. And now I'm just pressing I-Beam of cooldown, Sigil Spite of cooldown, do a little Purge, Reaver's Glaive, always Reaver's Glaive, Chaos Strike. Now I have nothing to press, so now I Venture Retreat, Fell Blade, do a Blade Dance, and now I'm spamming Chaos Strike because I have nothing else to press. I have a Consume Magic now, and I have no Blade Dance, so I just press it. I got a Demon proc, so now I'm really happy. That means that my Reaver's Glaive here is going to do a lot of fucking damage. I'm spamming Chaos Strikes, and my Blade Dance is going to do a lot of damage. And now I know I have a Demon proc, right? Which means that my Fell Blade with Venture Retreat is going to do a fuck ton of damage. So now I'm going to Venture Retreat, Fell Blade, I-Beam again, Blade Dance. And now I have an Essence Break, but I'm not going to send Essence Break yet because I don't have my Blade Dance yet. And also I don't have a meta, so I don't want an Essence Break without meta. So I'm just going to do a lot of damage here. And then I have nothing to press again, so I'm going to Consume Magic. Blade Dance. And nothing to press, so I'm going to Fell Blade. Venture Retreat, Fell Blade. I have Reaver's Glaive. I throw it. I do a Chaos Strike. Into an I-Beam. Essence Break. Blade Dance. Huge damage here on this as well. And now in a second I'm going to Sigil Spite because I'm not going to be out of meta. Now, I Sigil Spite here. And I Consume Magic. Blade Dance on cooldown. Reaver's Glaive. Chaos Strike with it. And nothing to press. Now Glimpse. Fell Blade. Now I have an I-Beam coming up, so I'm going to press it. Into Blade Dance. I have a Hunt now, I'm going to send it. And now I got a Reaver's Glaive with my Thrill up. As you can see, I'm doing a fuckload of damage. So I hope this explains a bit more. So you Consume Magic whenever you don't have anything to do. And when I say I have nothing else to do, I mean I'm spamming Chaos Strike, because Chaos Strike is the last thing you're pressing, right? Also you can do it to get Fury as well, but you don't really have Fury issues. But I think that pretty much covers it. If there's anything I missed, you are welcome to post it in the comments, and I will try to respond. If you want my add-ons, you know, I have a lot of add-ons and a lot of weak auras that no one else has. For example, you know, these nameplates. This is my private profile. I have a bunch of weak auras. that does a bunch of stuff. I have the alerts here that alert me if cooldown is happening. I have the empowered druid reduce tracker as well, which, you know, as you can see, it's not easy. You know, have to do a bunch of logic. I have the omnibar fix, which causes your omnibar to track cooldowns correctly and implement the CDR and stuff. Then I have the demon proc alerter, which is whenever I get a demon proc, then it will show me in the middle of my screen. And a bunch of other stuff as well. So if you want all this stuff, you can just subscribe to my Twitch and go to my Discord, and you'll have it. But that pretty much covers this guide, I think. If Felskar ends up being strong, then I will make another video. Alright, peace, guys, and remember to watch my my stream. Goodbye.